Today we're 100% speedrunning Scale the Depths. Now our speedrun starts with us click and play, and we go right into the first area where our handler's trying to talk to us. I don't really care what they have to say, and we gotta go right to catching fish. So I'm gonna be going for a couple of these little ones. We'll catch those guys, and we actually have to make them into food. So first, I do get that, but we have to scale this dude and then cut its highlighted parts, and that's how we get it working. We also get that perfect, which is going to be one of our achievements for 100%ing the game. And yeah, there are a lot of achievements. There's a lot of things we're going to have to collect, but most of it just comes down to getting these fish and then feeding them to people. Like, we'll give it to that guy, we get that customer fed, and we're back out to some more fishing, which we want to catch some more of these guys. Different fish as well is important because you will have to catch at least one of every fish to get the 100%. But now we're going through with these dudes, and every single time I do want to get a perfect on the scaling for them, because if you get perfect, you get a multiplier on how much they're worth. So that is worth it. We'll feed this dude. That gives us some more stuff, and this time we can upgrade our wood rod so it's able to go a bit farther, and we'll use that just to grab some more of these fish. And yeah, you kind of get the idea behind this game. You just keep grabbing fish, and we can only really start out with these small guys because our rod is pretty weak at this point, but getting these perfects is going to give us some more of that stuff. We feed that guy his favorite food, and that will be good too. I'm gonna get one of these eels because I can hit it twice to actually capture it, and then this dude is just completely dodging me. But eels have parasites on them, so I will have to be careful. You have to go slow so you can actually take them out, otherwise they'll just hide away. So I kind of have to play this a tiny bit slow, then take off its head. Back to the regular minnows as well, and we just have a very weak knife at this point, but we will get stronger ones as we go through. Now for this dude, I'm pretty sure otters don't like eels, so I'm not going to feed it. Well, I'm going to feed you that eel. Okay, maybe they do. And we can also grab a better lure, which is going to do more damage to the fish. So like this eel, okay, it still takes 2 hits, but that will help a little bit. And we're basically just trying to make more and more money off these fish as we go through. So cut him up, feed our boy what he needs. He says that hits the spot. No problem, man. Get this next dude, and I should also be able to improve our basic bucket. So now we can hold 4 fish, and I think I'm gonna go for this dude. Yeah, only takes 2 hits for him, and just trying to make sure our line isn't gonna run out. We can get all 4 fish before that happens, but with these bigger guys, they're gonna be a bit harder to cut, but they're going to be worth more money, so it is kind of worth it at the same time. And just completely destroy that dude, nice and easy. Then for this dude as well, we have those perfects, and the most multiplier you can get is the 1.3x, and we just want to keep this 1.3x throughout the entire game. That will result in us going the fastest with these dudes. But now for this guy, we got a pretty big fish for him, and he wants to eat a lot. Jerk. But that's fine. That is going to be a new customer for us. This time I'm going to upgrade our knife, go back in here, try to find some higher value fish like this dude. Stop going around in circles, dude. Yeah, sometimes they're just going to be jerks. I'll take a tiny one after that. But we got the new knife, and this is going to be both bigger and be able to do more damage to the scaling of these fish. By the way, you're seeing me go kind of slow when I am scaling this fish, and that's because if you go too fast, then it's going to injure them and make them worth less money. And we want to keep our perfect streak going, so I'm just taking my time a little bit. Got the great heron. These guys are just costing me more and more money. Can't get an upgrade just yet. But I mostly just want to go for bigger fish at this point, even if it does take me 2 tries. There is also going to be that down there. That's going to give us some more lines so we can keep going for more fish. But only got 1 on that first one. We can actually set it out again though, and fish we already injured are going to stay injured until we go in our boat, so I can take that guy for a second time. And this speedrun's just about paying attention to who you are taking out and going as fast as possible, obviously. But this dude, take him out with my knife real quick. We got the big guy, and these guys still take 2 swipes to get all their scales off, but soon with our next knife, it's only going to take 1. Now, great heron, got you, got our boy the osprey. These guys are just costing me an arm and a leg, but I can get the better wood rod, and we can go even deeper into the water. But I can start getting these dudes. Our line is almost out. 3 fish isn't bad, though. You don't always have to go for 4. It's kind of a cool looking fish with his orange. I like him. The European perch. Okay, osprey, that's going to be a favorite for you. We get the seal. That guy needs a lot of food, but I'm going to go ahead, get a better lure. Less damage I have to do on these fish, the better, because it will be less time I need to be in the water, and I will take that. There's this guy. He still takes 2, or that's a new fish. Okay, but we can go even a bit deeper, and I'm just going to get a bunch of these dudes because they're probably going to be worth it for my seal. If I can just barely grab that dude, he was 1 away. Excuse me, I have to dodge all the smaller fish because I want to get the big guy. I'm coming towards you. Okay, Yep, out of my way. Huge fish, and this time they're gonna have barnacles on them. And that means after we deal with the scales, we'll also have to deal with the barnacles, where you just hit them off with your knife. Nice and easy stuff. But yeah, this is gonna be a couple of these bigger dudes. They're all at least gonna be the same, and sometimes they won't have barnacles on them. It's just something a fish can have. This guy kind of takes a lot of hits with 3 different swipes of it, but should be worth a lot for this gray sail, or at least it was a fair amount. Can't get that heron just yet, but I do want to get the better knife, and then after that we'll do another bucket. Knife upgrades, very important. And yeah, we can take out that guy in just one, which is nice. I'm gonna go mostly for these big dudes though. Get one more of these eels. Chop, chop. Got the bigger knife. And this time for these parasites, they're pretty easy to take out. Only 2 swipes. And I believe this should also only take 2 swipes around. Yep, that was easy as well. So you can see knives are actually incredibly important. Now with a couple more feeds, yep, let's get our bucket up. Let's go back down. Now we can catch even more fish. And I think we go even deeper than before. We're just trying to get better fish. And finally, we find some cloth right there. The cloth is very nice because it will be used for certain cosmetics we need to get later in the game. It's not too important to grind right now, but eventually we will need it. This is a very long speedrun. Gray seal, you took so much, dude. At least I can still buy that extra bucket. But dude's greedy. How much food do you need? These eels are probably not very worth it anymore. I'll try to not get in their way. I think for the most part, we just want these bigger dudes who are going to take a couple of hits. It's hard though, dodging out of the way of all these fish. They want to be eaten by me, even though I do not want to eat them. Oh, finally we got a mermaid as our first one. Yeah, Selkie comes out. Needs so much food, dude. But come on, Selkie. You're kind of being greedy with it at that point. But we get the extra line this time. I'm always looking in that spot if I can get even extra. And there is a big fish. Can we even catch up to them? Yes, I can. That's going to be worth a lot. You can also see an artifact down there. Artifacts will be important. That's another thing we will have to get a lot of. This is a big dude now. It's just probably okay, it only takes 2 swipes of our knife, so that's not too bad to do the scaling for it. But it's definitely going to be worth it. I'm going to give this one right to Selkie. You can actually choose which fish you give them, and okay, that wasn't nearly enough. Selkie just always wants more and more food. But here you go. Heron does not like that stuff. I'm going to get a little more length on the rod. This time I also think I'm going to go this way, and that's because there are a couple of secrets over here we can get. There's a couple of these fish, first of all, but I can get some extra line, come through here, get that artifact. That's going to be our first one, which is going to be of Nessie. Then there's also going to be this switch. There's a couple of switches we have to hit throughout this to open up new areas. So might as well get started on that sort of stuff. Dang, Selkie loved our food so much. She had to come back, but it's still not enough. It's never enough for her. She always asks for more. Okay, I'm going for some of the real big fish. Gonna be some cloth down there. There's gonna be one of these dudes. And we're going to be going deep into the water this time. Got to focus on these dudes. And our line isn't that long just yet, which is the big issue. But, dude, come on. It's okay. He was going up towards the top of the map, so I'm definitely going to be able to get him now if I don't get a bunch of random dudes. You can also throw away a couple of them that I don't really care about. Eventually, we will get repellents that make sure you don't hit any of the smaller fish, which will be nice because I don't really care about this stuff that's not going to help out too much. But new guys over here, make sure I grab them real quick. One more on you, dude. Stop trying to escape me. And I love scaling these big guys, especially because I know for a lot of these hungrier customers, they're going to be worth way more. Oh, this one, they have the parasites on the end and on so many of these fins. Kind of an annoying one with this. We definitely need to get a stronger knife. Stronger knives are one of my favorite upgrades just because they improve efficiency, especially once you get to these bigger fish by a lot. A problem is they don't carry over to new areas. So every time you go to a new area, there are some upgrades that will carry over with you, like your line and things like your bucket upgrades. But knives, you have to get a new one each time. So we have to start out small each new area. But that kind of improves the funness of the game. So I don't worry about it too much, but get out of here, parasites. These dudes are always so annoying. All right, do I have a cheaper fish? I guess you have to take this one, Selkie. And then who is this next person again? It's Kelpie. Kelpie loves our food. Don't mind if I do, Kelpie. And I will take, let's get the longer knife this time. We have pretty good amount of line, so the longer knife will be helpful. We'll see over here. This time I'm probably going to go into this area for a couple of new fish we can get. And there's also going to be things like this chest, which that's going to give us some extra cash, which is worth it. But we can come down into this new area. I think, okay, that wasn't a new fish. It kind of looked like a slightly different color, but I was wrong. But new knife, this thing now goes insane. Anything that we have to cut cut, it's pretty much just destroying it in one. And it can also cut it in both directions. So like for this guy where I do have to do 2 swipes, I can do one way first and then the other way. It's beautiful. All right, gray seal, you take a couple of those. We got Kelpie next. Kelpie, you seem like you want some big stuff. Yeah, exactly what you wanted. Wait until you return. I will, dog. And I want a bit more bucket size, and I guess we'll also get the hook. That was actually pretty perfect when you think about it. I do still have to dodge out of the way of all of these extra dudes though. Oh, I do want that cloth. Cloth is always worth it to tail back for. Now, big fish only. I don't know if we've gotten one of those, so I will go and grab them. But you see a ton of dudes here, including these crazy eels. Let's get rid of a regular type of eel so we can go back down there. Get out of my way, guys. So many small fish. They want my bait so bad. Yeah, here's where we really start getting into the valuable guys, like the European eel. And I love the look of the Arctic char. It has such a cool, like, face and colors on it. Here is the eel as well. Barnacles, it has the parasites on it, and it has the scales. A lot of things you got to take care of, but this is why we do have the better knife. So we can deal with all this stuff a bit faster. How did you see me going fast over there, dude? But yeah, huge dude. I like the smile on his face as you completely cut him up. And I know my boy Kelpie's gonna like that as well. I'm gonna give him 2 things he loves. That way we get some extra money. And then our next one is gonna be Nessie. And Nessie, huge guy. I love Nessie. But this time, let's get a bit more bucket. And now we just need a bit more fish until we're going to leave this area for now. We will have to come back to it later because there are some fish that are important to get here. But because some of your upgrades carry over to different places, it's worth it to leave after this next one. Because that way we can go to a later area, get an even longer line, and come back here with that longer line and just completely destroy this part of the game. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It's kind of a satisfying guy to deal with all this stuff on him. I'm not gonna lie. And now we can give a bunch of stuff to Nessie. They're going to give us a huge bottle. And we see another Nessie. I'll deal with you later, Nessie. Because for right now, I'm going to take one more bucket upgrade. And then we're going to go to the next area. Like I said, we'll be back here later, just when we have a longer line. Sometimes you have to stop the completionist in you to go for the speedrunner in you. But now we're in this new area. We got some new stuff. And our hook is back to normal. So it's not really strong anymore. We couldn't keep using the same hook we had in the past. And that means we have to go for these small fish again. But I'll start out getting a couple of these fish. We got this new knife, and yeah, that's kind of the fun part of this game, seeing the new fish that the different areas have to bring you. It's kind of beautiful. Every single time, obviously, still want to get our perfects. And I like this knife as well. Like, the architecture behind it. That is definitely not the right word you're supposed to use for this. But tons of smaller fish for that. We'll give our axolotl. Gives us the double money. Don't mind if I do. We have the white-nosed. I didn't see the end of its name. And then let's get our rod upgraded. The toy rod is going to be much better than the wood rod. It has much better stats, so definitely a worthwhile thing. Especially in these new seas. But, oh, that's going to be cloth. Don't mind if I do. I will go back down there for that. Anytime I see cloth, I know how much cloth grinding we might have to do later in the game, so gonna be worth it. 3-banded butterfly there. Start dealing with this dude. What's the biggest thing you can catch? You'll see once we get into the later part of the game when we come back. There are legendary fish in this game, which are gonna be a very fun part of it. Another thing about this game is your money doesn't carry over. So our money from the last area we can't use on this area, unfortunately, because that would be very overpowered. But I like this guy. Look how he looks. It's kind of a fun dude with the barnacle that is very hard on his body. And we got our magnificent bird. We got our Cody. Okay, that was his name or something like that. And I don't go too out of my way to give them their favorite food because it is kind of worth it. But it's also a little bit extra to think about when you do it like that. But oh my gosh, let me get that fish. I'm just gonna retract right there. Then we'll come over to this area, get a couple of these dudes. There's also gonna be a chest over here if I'm not wrong. Or okay, it's a bottle. Yeah, there are a bunch of messages and bottles that you have to collect for this game, so we might as well when we get the chance. You have to get rid of all that greenery first, then we can grab that. And 6, that's not too bad. Our new boy, the brown pelican. You want so much food, dude. Chill. I will get that better line, though. And what will be next? I haven't seen that yellow dude before, so I will grab him. Barber butterfly. Get another piece of cloth. This is always a fairly convenient spot to get some cloth. And you, I don't think we've gotten one of you either. Go through, get a couple of these fish. I hate when they're trying to escape me. It's like they're not trying to be be eaten or something. Okay, not bad collection of those people. Now with this part, I'm also going to start heading over in this direction. There is going to be this secret over here, and don't mind if I do. Take that extra pouch. That's going to be bait that you can put on the end of your line. And we might as well grab this one because it increases our bag by 1, so we can carry an extra fish, basically. Not the most important thing in the world, but it's kind of like, you know, if we can easily grab it and we don't have any other baits, might as well get it right now. We don't even fully fill it up, but, you know, having it, eventually it'll be nice once we get a better rod. I also like this guy. Beautiful bird that we get to feed a bunch of stuff. And that's also going to be a favorite. Wasn't even planning on that being a favorite. Then let's get some better line stuff. Now we can go even deeper and actually go for the kind of valuable fish. I like the less valuable fish, but not that much. We'll grab this cloth first, though. Get our line back up just so we can have some more time in the water. Bunch of dudes that are trying to bite my bait, but you don't deserve it. And we can head down here where there's like this blue dude. Gonna take 3 hits just for you. That's gonna be the king angelfish. It's kind of interesting for this game how much you want to focus on a single fish versus going for the smaller fish. But bigger fish are just worth a lot more for the bigger customers, so I think it is worth it to a large degree. This guy's greedy with how much I need to feed them. Meanwhile, my boy, the brown pelican, is just happy to be here. Now we can actually damage some of these bigger fish a lot easier. Well, maybe. Ooh, who are you, dude? You look like a fun person to cook up and eat. Okay, that might be a little bit rude to say to somebody's face, but it is what I did say to them. I guess I don't really cook these fish. I am serving them raw, to be fair. Let's go deeper in here. Start getting these real valuable dudes. We have had a very good perfect streak with these guys, which is nice. Kind of just throwing cut up fish at the customers. Hey, at least I cut them up. You can technically skip the cutting up process. And I mean, they are like birds. So, look, that was a 5 out of 5. Oh, look at our next person. That is going to be the chupacabra. Doesn't like all the food I gave them, but likes most of it. Better hook this time. Then next up, we can get the better rod. Now, for these bigger fish, are they only going to take 2 tries? Yep, only 2 hits on them. That is nice. Oh, we finally actually got 11 out of 11 fish for once. It did take us 2 tries down there, but kind of cool. Here you go, chupacabra. The chupacabra doesn't like the smaller fish, but also not really my problem. I guess I'll give you some bigger dudes. All right, you're just gonna complain, dude. Bigger knife this time, I guess. Help us fillet some fish a bit faster. We keep getting the cloth here. Let's also go up here, I believe. Yeah, there's going to be that teacup. One of the artifacts we'll need to get eventually. And there's also an artifact down here. All right, no, that's just going to be extra line. I mean, I'll take some extra line if I can actually grab some fish with it. I would love to be able to start taking out these fish with just 1 hit instead of the 2 they're taking. But alas, not there yet. And new knife. This one is just super cool. Look at it. Look at the handle it's got on it. Can take out pretty much anything in a single swipe, at least for these smaller fish. And the parasites, not even a problem anymore. And we have another new dude. I don't even know how to say his name, but I did feed him fully. Get 2 of them in a row too. Don't mind if I do. And finally, we get the better rod. Look how much length this guy has on it. There's always cloth. I always have to go out of my way for the cloth because it's not like I'm going to skip the cloth. There's also this thing I keep skipping. I should probably actually get this chest because that is just going to be, what is it that time? A cosmetic. There's a couple of these guys which I haven't collected yet. They take a couple of hits to actually get. And there's a couple of different kinds of them. We need to collect each one. Oh, bigger knife. I love you so much. Just being able to swipe through each one of these fish right away. Yeah, we have these new fillet fish, which are interesting because they are different colors. I don't think they're actually technically different kinds of fish, though. But have to swipe them 2 times, even with our very good knife. And they just always look like they're trying to kiss you. They just wanted a kiss. But I wanted food for my customers. Very sad. Bro, you want so much food. At least we got people like that dude who don't demand as much. Chupacabra, don't mind if I do. Let's get some extra damage there. It's fun seeing all the different hooks you get as well. But finally, we start stabbing these guys so much easier. Cloth, let me grab you. Okay, these dudes still take 2 hits, but the real big ones should take 2 as well. Yeah, these dudes also take 2 hits now. So I can get a bunch of them, and they're going to be worth just a ton in people's bellies. The one problem with these dudes is I could definitely use a better knife on them just for the parasites needing 3 swipes instead of just 2. At least this one doesn't have parasites on him. You gotta appreciate that. When you're keeping your skin nice and free of parasites, that way the person who's preparing you to be eaten has an easier job. And finally, we're on the big guy for this one. Huge dude, actually. I'll take the better knife. I'll deal with you in a second, big dog. I gotcha. New knife is nice, by the way. just bigger dude, can deal with those guys in just a single swipe. Unfortunately, that guy didn't have any parasites, so I couldn't see how effective it was against that. Okay, now we can see parasites. These ones, 2 hits. Nice and easy. Thank you, game. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. But how much food do you want, big dog? Oh, that was actually enough. All right, no problem on that. Let's go ahead. This time, let's get some repellent. And then, again, we'll come back to this area later once we have even better stuff. But for now, brand new area, which is going to be the swamp. And I will actually want to take off the repellent for now because, of course, we do have to go for the smaller fish. What were those guys doing? They were moving all over the place for a second. I want to make sure I get one of those crayfish, but get a few of them. Brand new area. You already know what it is. And this area has an upgrade that is going to be incredibly important for the speedrun. So, gonna get there soon. But these guys, the crayfish, they're kind of fun because you don't have to worry about scaling them. You only have to take off the barnacles. And other than that, just the same regular mini fish that we usually see. Now for this dude, give you a couple of those. For the turtle, these turtles always love crayfish more, so you can see he appreciates that. Gives us extra money, don't mind if I do. And then we also have people like this snake, the cottonmouth. But I will get this better rod, and now that we have this better rod, I believe we can go and get our upgrade right away. So this one, you want to just go all the way over to the right and ignore pretty much everything. Or maybe it does take one more bit. Can I make it there? Thank you. We get the spring. The spring is amazing. So the nice thing about the spring is it gives you ability to dash forward. So we can use that to do stuff like that. And it will recharge after a little bit. We'll be able to use it again. And yeah, the spring, just such a nice thing. I always make sure I get the spring as soon as I come in this area. It'll be useful in so many different situations. So yeah, we can get fish even more efficiently. And spring is going to be one of the baits that we use pretty much for the rest of the run, just because it's so important to be using. It's unfortunate you have to wait so long to actually get it, but once you do have it, it's gorgeous. But now we have algae. That's a new thing that can appear on the fish, or I guess for this guy. Whoa, it's a crayfish. Is a crayfish technically a fish? Because there is fish in the name. Anyways, on the fish, there can sometimes be algae. All you have to do for them is just brush them off with a sponge. It's not too bad. Unless the fish is super big, because you can't upgrade your sponge size. So sometimes it takes a very long time to brush them off. Oh, and perfect timing with that turtle. I can give him his favorite thing. He gives me the money that I need. These cottonmouths are kind of jerks, though. They want very expensive things. I will take an upgrade to that. We keep going now. This time, I'm going to go off into this right area, because first, there's going to be this message in a bottle. Then there's also going to be these pikes. So I'll take one of those. And just a whole bunch of valuable fish if I can actually grab them instead of just dodging out of the way of them multiple times. But we will want to open up this area, which I can do in a second. First, though, please get on my rod. We're on a very weak bait. And when you have the weaker bait, you have worse turn radius. So that is one of the problems we do have to deal with. Now I'm going to come down here really quick and we're going to open up this area. So we can grab this chest. That's going to be some money. We can break through that. And now that's just an easier way to get through there. So yeah, we'll just be a bit faster for us. Okay, we definitely need a bigger knife soon because this one is just slightly not cutting it. If it was just the tiniest bit larger, then it would be fine. Also, I guess dealing with things like the barnacle is not the nicest knife in the world for that. Or probably these parasites. Okay, it only takes 2 hits for this dude, actually. Knife is actually one of my favorite upgrades to get in this because you would think it's not as important, but just with how long a lot of this stuff takes, especially once you get onto the bigger fish, a bigger knife is so important. But then let's get you better and let's get the knife. That was actually perfect value for that. And we can also, now that we have that stuff, just go through this new secret passageway. These guys should only take 2 hits, which is nice. And there's going to be a couple things I want to grab over here. Like right here, we got this rat who has a crown on him. Yeah, some of these artifacts are very interesting, but I'll take it. Now down here, there's going to be this new type of dude, the American eel, and grab a couple of them. Not quite going to get as much of 11, but I'm going to do a real quick one of these because I believe we should be able to get a new rod after this one. Are you doing 100% or normal? 100%. It basically starts out with an any percent. No! I hit out that guy. I finally damaged one of my fish. You can see he was slightly not perfect, which means we do lose the 3 times multiplier. I mean, it was going to happen eventually, but that's sad. We can obviously get the 1.3 times multiplier back, but I was just being a little sloppy, thinking too much about other stuff. And what else do you need me to cut? Oh, this part? Okay, how was that not getting cut? My poor perfect streak. How could I do that to it? Cottonmouth, what do you like again? Green and long. Okay, yeah, it's these dudes. I should just be giving you those guys. My bad. You can actually check their likes and dislikes if you want to. And probably worth it most of the time. Okay, let's go down this side this time and just grab a bunch of these random fish. We've done enough of that one area for now. And I just want to grab a bunch of fish all at the same time like this dude. Bang, get the flounder. There's also going to be things like those jellyfish and those electrocute you. But look at our new knife. It's so cool. It's like our knife we had in the last area, but this time it's red. You gotta be honest. I'm coming in with that knife. You're like, dude, you're awesome. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I know. We will be getting a better knife eventually. And also we are back to our 1.3x, so it was barely even that much anyways. But yeah, knives, so worth it to upgrade to, both because they become cooler and because they become so much more efficient. All right, Bald Eagle, you take a couple of those. For you, how much food do you need? You can take one of those small dudes, and you actually love it too. I didn't even know you would. But nothing we can get yet on the money side of things. I guess let's go back towards these dudes. Dude, stop trying to escape me. I can be your friend that eats you. Oh, okay, these eels are probably so worth it, and I do want to hit down that as well. Just got to remember to actually go for the more valuable fish sometimes. And another thing we can do, there are a bunch of these spots on these types of maps where you can just open up new areas. We might as well open up that guy as well. That way it's just easier to get there. Give me a couple of these eels. I like this eel with our bigger knife. Besides all the parasites it has on it, those kind of need to chill, I'm not gonna lie. The parasites are just very annoying from a speedrun point of view because you have to go slow. There's no going fast at all for them. So definitely better knife is gonna be worth it at some point too. Oh, look at this dude's red eye. Kind of a cool eye though. I just have boring blue eyes. Imagine having a red eye like my knife. Me and my knife, we'd be a package deal at that point. Get killed, parasites. Stop being on my fish. Okay, I want to save the American eel, probably. Wait, actually, what do you want? Unagi. Wait, you do like eel. Never mind, I got you, big dog. And we got the spotted eel ray. Don't have quite enough for that, but we can finally get a better rod. I've been wanting a better rod for a while. The rod upgrades and everything you can do with them, just some of the nicest upgrades in the game. Just being in these areas for slightly longer is so nice. Let's head down here. There's going to be a bunch of valuable dudes. There also is a couple like chests and stuff, which I will get eventually, but not now. Now, I don't really want these dudes because they take so long to go and cut up. But it's probably kind of worth it. Like, they are right here and almost dead at this point. So we'll go ahead. We'll get some blue catfish. Grab those guys too. That was a smooth move. And yeah, I mean, our knife is mostly good enough. I might go and grab a knife upgrade as soon as possible too, if we could get one of those. We need a bit more money. I wish it showed you how much money you had at this point, but we got this guy. Pretty huge dude just by himself, and he's got a ton of these parasites as well. The parasites are the real hard things to deal with. Barnacles, not too bad, but the parasites, you got to go slowly between each one of them. But at least no scales, so I don't have to worry about that for this dude. Catfish, I appreciate you. And have a couple of catfish. It's nice when you don't have to take off their algae either. Just have to be fairly careful about these guys. Don't want the dudes to go up as much as possible. Cut them up. The cutting, I love the cutting sounds as well, by the way. All right, I'm gonna come back to you later, big dog. We're gonna see if we can get a knife upgrade. Cottonmouth wants something. I don't think I have that for you, but that's fine. And then for you, okay, we just barely, okay, we can get the new knife. That is so nice. Because for these guys, what is happening? Why did my table just shake for a second? I guess because he was so big that it just couldn't stop itself from shaking. I don't know. But this new knife very much helps with this guy because otherwise it would take so long to deal with all that guy. So don't mind if I do blue catfish. I mean, still not the greatest knife in the world, but definitely better than what it would be if we didn't have this at all. Now with these bigger guys, yep, we get the bunny, yep, his stuff. We get this bald eagle something. We get a better rod, and now we get to go even deeper into the water. It's gorgeous. I want a couple of these eels for sure. And then I do want to come down here, get these dudes. We can also go and grab this bottle, might as well. Takes me a couple of hits to actually get. I should get that chest too, because that's probably money. There's a lot of strategic stuff you gotta think about in this video game. Oh yeah, I keep also forgetting. It's not really been a problem, but I should put on my repellent. It's like a might as well thing. It's not too much of an issue in the first place, but like, why not if you do have it? Okay, let's take this chest. Get that. That's gonna be some money. We're coming for you, dude. Dude is trying to escape. I'm not gonna let him. We'll get a couple of cheaper fish while we're up here because our line is almost out. Grab this dude last. Get the Atlantic herring. And we actually haven't gotten one of those. Okay, lucky I actually took that one. I think next upgrade should be a knife upgrade. Or actually, it's going to be the one to make our bait more powerful, especially with those tunas taking so long. Maybe we could get both. That'd be a very nice thing. New dude, what are you going to be, big dog? It's my boy, the alligator. And I'll take this. And yeah, we can't get the new knife just yet, but that's fine. Let us go back down to the deep. Take that stuff. Take a couple of these eels. Enjoy my better time. Since now we have the better hook, yeah, that takes a lot less hits. And we're also going to break through that. See a couple of these dudes as well, who on their own will take a couple of hits too. But that's going to be the hogfish. Bro, what just happened with that tire? Did you see that? All right, I'm gonna take one of these dudes as my last out of my 12. It was surprising how expensive that next knife is. It was like 2,000 just for the knife. I'm pretty sure we are on the second best knife of this area, though, to be fair. It's just these fish's parasites are very powerful. This guy, also awesome fish. I like the red one better than this color, but both of them, I just like the face they got on them. This is one of the problems with the scrubbing. Sometimes there's a piece of algae, but I don't know where it is. It's so small, and they didn't implement it where you just have to scrub most of the fish. You have to scrub literally all the fish or it doesn't count. All right, we should be about done with this area with this next one. Just go through, get a couple of these dudes. Dude, stop trying to escape me. It's very rude. I hope you know when you're trying to escape my hook, it's a very rude thing to do. We might as well also go grab the alligator down here because, yeah, might as well. Why not? Now, the thing about the alligator and stuff like that is if you don't take them out in one try, then they heal up. So I don't actually know if we have the strength to take him out just yet, but maybe. While we are focusing on him, we'll also deal with a couple more of these people. And this is going to be like the legendary dude that's in this area. Oh, he needs one more hit. Nice, I got him. Or I guess it was a dinosaur rather than an alligator. But yeah, that's going to be our first legendary dude we got. That's pretty cool. There are ones like that in the other areas too that we will be coming back towards. The first area, actually probably my favorite. This dude has so many parasites on him. Get the parasites off you, dude. Okay, let's see how much money we have so we can see if we can get a better knife real quick. Because for the big guy, oh, and there's the dragon. All right, we're not going to be able to feed the dragon just yet. Can't get a knife. Well, I got you in a second, dragon. Don't worry. Just let me do my job. Slowly but surely. But now we got this guy. This is why I wanted the better knife, because this dude is huge. And you always have to clean him off, too. It's kind of annoying like that. And it's very hard to see where exactly he's dirty. So that time I actually did a pretty good job. But now we got to start scaling. At least it's only 2 times on the scaling you have to do for each part. But just an absolutely huge beast that we got to deal with. And that was all of that. Then we take off the barnacles on that. And that was a very good scaling job by me. Good job, me. Now we can go bring it over to our boy. He's going to love that. And a couple more things. They're going to say something. Don't really care. I'm going to take this knife. And then we're going to go to the next part. And this is our last area before we can start coming back to all the areas and finishing up actually doing the 100%. Because of course, here's where we're going to get the best rod. And this rod by far is the best. It's not even like a competition. Also, I need to take off this bait probably, or not the bait, whatever it's called rather. But you got things like Nemo. We finally get to eat Nemo. Let's go. But I'm going to take off the repellent so we can actually get some more stuff in here. And this is going to be like in the ocean. So there's a ton of stuff we can collect for this guy. And don't mind if I do. Grab some tasty fish. Get them with my small knife. Our last time using a small knife. Kind of nice when you think about that. You know, the nice thing about the small knife is when you are using it, you're mostly using it on smaller dudes, so it's not a big deal. Also, this is Point Nemo, so is that a reference to Finding Nemo? Probably not. I'm pretty sure it's just the actual location that it is. But we get a few more of those dudes. Let's go ahead. Let's get the better rod because that's going to be the biggest upgrade for now. And back down in here, of course, we can take one of those messages in a bottle. And pretty much same idea as always. Just get a bunch of fish. Get this money chest. Don't mind if I do. Get that yellow dude before my line is going to run out. Nemo, you have a barnacle right on your eye, dude. See, I'm a helpful guy. I just helped him. He was probably in so much pain. Good on me. Good guy, EazySpeezy. I saw a man in pain. I was like, don't worry. I got you. I think better value is the knife and the rod here. because we don't exactly need some more strength just yet. I mean, we could always use it, but you gotta think about what is the most important at any given time. And look, it's Dory as well. And there's this fish that was also in Finding Nemo. I know these are just real fish, and that's why they had them. They aren't really from Finding Nemo, but you know, that's where I recognize them. What a nice guy I am, reuniting everybody in the cast of Nemo. It's been so long since they've seen each other, and now they can see each other on my boat. Who is this person in Finding Nemo? I remember there's a character. They're in the fish tank, right, with Nemo. And so I get him, and then I also get Nemo. What a nice guy I am. And then Dory, I know you didn't want to miss out on the fun, so I got you as well. Quick puffer, I have no puffer fish for you. You're taking what you can get, dolphin. And the octopus, don't mind if I do, big dog. Okay, we got to get the better rod at this point. Our rod, by the way, is now insane. Once we go back to those beginning areas, we're going to be able to do so much damage to everything, which is a very big deal. Okay, so purple square. We need to remember purple square because there is a puzzle that we're going to want to do. And new types of fish. There's this guy. You know he's going to be worth a lot for us. The big eye Pacific. Okay. Waves. Waves is 3. Purple square 1. Waves is 3. I love this fish too. The colors on this are gorgeous. Kind of feel bad for its eye as it's looking at us dead, and we definitely need a better knife to deal with this dude. I'll cut up one of these, see if we can get the better knife, and then cut up the next one because I believe we got 2. Let's go ahead. Give our octopus what he needs. Get our boy the dolphin as well. Octopus, how do you feel about these guys? Okay, you're pretty okay with them. And better knife. Better knife. Now we got the one with cool jaded edges. I love it. I also just love knives where you can cut from both directions. It makes things so much more convenient, especially when they're like here where you have to do both sides. I can just go back and forth. It's gorgeous. Okay, let's feed this octopus. Seagull might get fed just with this parrotfish. Oh, it needs a little bit more. But I can get a better hook, which I will. And now let's go and find the last part of the puzzle, which is going to be over in this direction. So we can come over here towards this wave pool. Missed that. We don't have to talk about it. But this thing can spawn in a couple different places. Okay, but orange square. So that is what we do have to remember. We'll take this submarine first. That's going to be another artifact. Go back up. So orange square is second. Waves is third. And purple square is first. So purple square, orange square, waves. Bang! We open it up. Nice and easy. And this introduces a whole new world of fish for us that we can go and eat, as well as some more special stuff. Like up here, there's going to be another artifact. And yeah, just some more stuff in that area. Wanted to deal with it early, so I didn't have to worry about it anymore. Look at this dude, though. The Fang Tooth. What a terrifying name. But probably a tasty creature. Hidden away in a part where he was like, yeah, no one's going to figure out this puzzle to go and eat me. I did, though. Of course I would. And who is this? Our shark. Wait, the shark only likes big guys. Will that count as a big guy? It somehow does. I don't have that many big guys for you, shark. You're gonna have to get over it. Dolphins, a little bit more chill. Nothing we can get there. And let's go back out, find us some more big guys. So now that we got that area done, I think what I should do is go and get a certain bait. Let's see if we can make our way over here. There's also gonna be a couple of big fish. I'm not too worried about them. Every time I'm coming in this area, I'm also looking for a certain fish. It's called the unnamed fish. It barely shows up, but is very important to get when it does. Can we hit this switch real quick? Okay, we hit one of the switches. There are also these bombs, by the way, so that's a thing that happens here. But don't mind if I do. Take a couple of these. Need a bit of a better line to actually be able to get those efficiently. Look at this boy. Huge dude. Kind of not the best cutting strategy I ever did coming across the middle because our knife just barely isn't big enough. And then we got the puffer. Who was asking for the puffer? I'll have to remember for that guy. But so basically how this game works is every time you go in here to cut up some more fish, the fish at the bottom of the sea get reset. And there are certain fish that show up all the time, and then certain fish that only show up in certain scenarios. So there's one in this area that we're gonna have to make sure we get. So every time I just go down into that area, I'm just gonna check again, be like, okay, did we get this fish? If we didn't, we'll worry about him later, but definitely one that I will have to at least slightly think about. Dolphin, I forgot to give you your puffer. It's okay, man. I'll give the next one a puffer. At least I gave that one something I liked. Octopus, you take a couple of these. great white shark. And there's another mermaid in this one. I kind of forgot it existed. But this one got you like something I had. We'll get the better line. We might as well get a bigger bucket. And now let's go and get our one thing. Is there the unnamed fish? I will check that out. No unnamed fish this time. It can only spawn in very certain places as well, but thank you for that. And then what we want to do is come up into this area where we can open that up, get that chest, and that's going to give us threads. Now, threads I will put on for now. We can replace this dude. So this thing, every time we see one of those cloths, we can take it. And again, that will be important eventually for the 100% speedrun, so we want it. But other than that, just back to getting regular fish and same old with this type of gameplay we're doing. Okay, I wanted that bit of extra money. That way, let's go ahead and get that. You take this, mermaid. I'll see you later. And now we have even more damaging stuff. I'm not always going to go for the extra cloth. Like, that is pretty out of the way to where I don't really care about it too much. Because right now, money is more important. Just finding as much as possible. And that is just going to come from the bigger fish. Getting these guys as much as we can. And these guys that are down here as well. Get 10 of those really quickly. Okay, better knife with that, finally. Let's also toggle this repellent so we can actually have that going. Please let me find the unknown fish. I need the unknown fish. One day I will find you or it's unnamed fish, not unknown, but kind of same thing. Okay, we can also go down here since we have a better knife now, because there are a couple valuable people that should be here. But look at our better sword. We have a full-on sword for this one. Poor clownfish. Orca! Orca, you want so much food, dude. And let's get some better repellent this time. That way we can do that. We can get our great white shark buddy next. And let's actually go down this way this time because there are a couple valuable fish over here. We can grab that guy first, and then over into this direction, there's going to be like this dude. Ooh, he's kind of insane. That's our yellowfin tuna. Just take whatever else we can get real quick. There's also this dude who is gigantic. Just barely wasn't able to get him. I'm coming back for you, dude. This is just the pride thing at this point. I gotta capture that fish. Okay, as I was saying, mine now, it's gonna be a sunfish. I'll also take that bottle. And sunfishes, those guys are very annoying to carve up, as you'll see in a second, but you know, it's worth it. Yeah, you can see with this dude, it's kind of insane. There's just tons of parasites. There's tons of barnacles and stuff on them that we have to deal with. So a better knife will be nicer for this dude. But it is worth a good amount. So we do got to deal with this dude. Just kind of go slowly for any of the parasites. Then we can deal with the barnacles as well. Take that one off his eye. Kind of feel bad for him. But yeah, before we get another one, we definitely are going to want a better knife because it just takes a while. Oh, that guy loved the sunfish. Octopus, thank you. I just gave that to him on a whim, and he enjoyed it. Now, I do want to save up. We definitely want the better rod next, especially because this is our end game rod. So the better we make it, the better it will be for other areas too. Still no unnamed fish. One of these days, I'm going to get you, though. And I did see, okay, I thought it would be down there. Bro, what is left on you? What's on you still, brother? There's always like a little piece that you gotta find. Tiny scale. And finally, we have the big guy of this area as well, which is gonna be the Kraken. This guy's gonna need a lot of food, but I will get the better rod and just need a little bit of fish to impress him. I actually think we will go back into this area because there are a couple of these guys, which we haven't gotten yet. That guy already got him one of them, but like there's these dudes. They're terrifying. Pacific black dragons. I don't want to eat those, but we're definitely going to make this guy eat them. Is that a nice thing to do? Yes, of course. I'm a great person who's feeding them all sorts of food. It just is what I am. Now, these guys, interesting dudes. The nice thing about them, very easy to cut up if you don't forget one of the scales on them, because it's literally just their head. Thank you, Kraken. Got you as well. We get another one. It gives us the end of the game because that's like, oh, the official 90%. But we have way more to do for the 100%. And there's a lot of more interesting stuff as well. So what I'm going to do, I think we actually feed this Kraken really quick. Oh, I should also open up that really quick. That way we have the easier way. There's going to be a door with something we can get later as well. Not too worried about it just yet. And now with feeding this dude, that should give us enough to where I can get this upgrade. And now we're going to go to other places. So first of all, we're actually going to go to Outer Banks really quick because I did forget to pick something up. And now the nice thing is with this new line, we can be in this forever. Like you pretty much never run out of the line with this guy. So yeah, we're chilling. But I do want to look, I'm going to get a couple of these these artifacts, and I forget the exact artifact that we're gonna need to grab. But there's things like bottles, artifacts, all that kind of stuff. Oh, wait, is it this one in here, if I remember correctly? So there's going to be this chest. Excuse me, out of my way. Nope, that one is just money. Yeah, there's that one artifact over there we got. So if we come down through this way, there's going to be this big ship. There's going to be that dude, which I can grab. Cosmetic. There's going to be this coin. We can hit that switch. That's going to open up this area. We can also open up that area. Okay, it's not here. But a lot more fish we will get eventually. I just need to find this one thing. I'm completely blanking on where it is. It's not down here, is it? There's that, and there is this artifact, which I do need to grab. Oh, wait, I remember. Okay, teeny bit of a time loss, but what we wanted to do was come down here into this spot. We can open that up, and that gives us the treasure compass. So we didn't really need it till now. It didn't really waste that much time. But now we want to put that on because it will help us find where all the treasure is in each area. So now we can head back to the Loch Ness area. And with our new stuff, we are just incredibly powerful. We can see where all the treasure is. It's going to point us to that. And yeah, we're just doing great at this point. So you can see the treasure's like, oh yeah, there's going to be some treasure over here. I can go grab that if it actually wants to open. That's going to be a decal. Up here, there's going to be that guy. There's going to be a treasure chest over here. And yeah, there's just a lot of exploration that we get to do at this point, and just free stuff absolutely everywhere. But the big guy we want to get right now is this dragon. So there is going to be this dude, and we got to go around him. And there is a bait that you can buy in the shop, which will make it so you don't get hit by electricity, and we will want to get that soon. But it's not too important because we still can get the guy. That's going to be another species gotten. Also down here, we can go through. And while we are here, we might as well take that. And there's also going to be this treasure chest I can take before going back. And now Handler's like, wow, you caught someone really cool. That's also one of my favorite fish in the game. But yeah, treasure finder is literally just to make sure I don't accidentally miss any chests because it's very easy to. But here's the part of the game where we have to capture every fish and get every customer, because there are going to be some variants of customers and some different guys we have to get every collectible, and pretty much just do everything that has to come with 100% in this game. Oh yeah, buying every upgrade's obviously a thing too. So Dragon Dude, very insane. I wish I had a bit of a better knife, but okay, it only takes 2 tries on him for each side. But I do want to be careful with this dude because Nessie is going to absolutely love this food and give us a bunch of extra money for it. So I carefully deal with that. We get off all the different parts of him, and nice and beautiful. Now Nessie specifically is going to want this one, so I will give it to her. She's like, oh yeah, it tastes like nothing I've ever had. It gives us a ton of money, and you know, that's just awesome because there are a lot of upgrades that we need for this speedrun, a lot of grinding we will have to do, and so any amount that I can get to help with that will be nice. Now this time, let's get the classic spear, let's get a better knife, and let's go back down. We have to find some more treasure at this point, so I'm just going to be looking in all the good areas. Like, I know there's going to be an artifact right here I can take. I know I can come down here. The treasure tracker is very much going to help with that. It even tells us, hey, there's something over in this area. So I want to grab that, hit that switch. That way we can open up something. We can also hit that switch, grab a couple of these fish, which are a little bit damaged because we might as well. We will still need to get plenty of more money as well. But now we can open up that. There's going to be a couple of switches we have to get there. There's going to be that dude. And a lot of looking around, just finding stuff that you have to do for this game. But there's going to be that. There's going to be a couple of these guys I can take. Might as well. And there's going to be that switch. I believe that's all the switches we needed for this part. And look at our better sword. We got the full-size sword, just deals with parasites so easily now. We're never gonna have to deal with tiny knives at all again. And we're just only going to get better and better knives as we go through. But this really just is about exploring everything, getting a bunch of money, and doing everything else that we still need to do. Now, if all of those guys caught, we can start getting these dudes. Give them all their stuff. A lot of these guys are smaller dudes. But, like, we have this one mermaid. That's the regular one. But then we also have Selkie, this other mermaid. Or I guess they're both Selkie. They just have the same name. They just have different hair, though. But yeah, different people we do have to unlock for the 100%. So that will be important. That's going to be best sword in this area, though. And now I can go looking, making sure we're not missing anything else we need to collect. So we can go down into this area. It tells us, hey, there's going to be a chest over there. And then there's also a chest over here we opened up with something else else, that's going to be a different boat that you can collect. And our handler is going to say, hey, we collected everything in this area, which is good. But there's still a lot more work we have to do. We can take off the treasure magnet, at least. I do want some more of this dragon, though, because that is just going to be very high value. And it's a lot easier to actually deal with that guy at this point. So we're just going to be money grinding for a little bit. Get our full 13. Go and use that. Get rid of some of these people. Oh yeah, I forgot we have this new huge sword, which can cut both ways. Always a fun thing to be able to deal with. The biggest weapons in each of these different areas is always so much fun because none of these guys even stand a chance. And even with this dragon, we just have to do a couple of swipes across him and he's already done. It was that easy. I keep calling him a dragon. I guess he's more of like a serpent. Whatever he is, he looks like a dragon. And Nessie, of course, we're always going to save our dragon for him. It's just what you got to do. That's free extra money. Other than that, let's check. We're missing one fish, missing a couple of customers and that sort of stuff. But we'll just naturally get all of that. I think really quick, let's go and check if we can find the fish. This is another rare fish that only sometimes shows up. It's the red snapper. So you just have to go look at this spot. See, we didn't get it this time. And we'll come back to this later. Because one thing I do want to do is just completely finish out all the collectibles for each of these areas first. And then we can focus on just everything else we have to do. And now that we have the treasure magnet, that is not going to be a problem at all. You just have to make sure you fully explore each part of the map. Find things like these bottles, which I don't even really care about if I'm going to be honest. But now that we have this huge line, we can be in this water pretty much forever. And in this one, it's also kind of fun because there are a couple of puzzles. Like for here, what we have to do is push down that box. That's going to hit a button, or at least it should hit a button if it wants to. Open up that door, and that gives us new types of fish and stuff, or if you can even call these guys fish. I don't know if you can. But while we are here, we should have enough line to do this guy as well, or at least I hope we should. I'll grab some fish while that is moving down. That's going to open up that area. And once you open up one of these areas once, you won't have to do it again. And this is just going to give us a bunch of more of the collectibles we need in this area. But I mean, look at these guys. They're kind of gorgeous. I kind of love them. They're kind of just like goofy little guys, you know? I love how they look, and I love how I can cut them up and make money off of them as well, obviously. Which one do I love more? Not exactly sure. Now, our boy gonna love this food. Well, at least most of it. I guess he was kind of disappointed. And he just took all of that? You jerk. But I guess we're more using this just for the exploration than everything else. We'll worry about actually getting money in a bit. For now, I want to look over here. There's gonna be something at this guy. That's gonna be another one of these artifacts. Then we can also come over here to this box. And this is a fairly long journey we have to take this box on. But this is why we wanted the best line before we worried about this stuff, because it would take so long if we didn't have the best line. There are also some other types of fish over here, but I can open that up. That gives us another chest. That gives us that, which we can open up so we can come into this area. I know I haven't gotten this guy yet, so don't mind if I do. And then over here as well, I'll make sure I get a couple of these puffers because that is worth. There's going to be something in here. I don't think we have enough line to get it, but maybe. Come on, game. No, we were right there. I like this guy as well because he's red. Chupacabra, don't mind if I do. We get the new type of axolotl. Let's give you this porcupine. You don't like it? Jerk. But yeah, tons of new customers we can get to with there. And I want to save up for the better hook. The better hook, definitely the biggest value we could get right now. There's, of course, going to be something over here. I forgot we haven't come here yet, but there is going to be that switch we can hit. Bunch of these guys over here. There's going to be that. We can hit another switch to open up that area. Then there's another thing over here. That's going to be that chest, which has a decal you can put on for the ship. And now that we're over here, we can actually go down to this spot, grab that guy. That's going to be some money. Come back up to the air. There's just so much stuff that you have to remember the location from that I have to really hope I don't forget, because some of these aren't easy to figure out where they're supposed to be. But in this new era, there's going to be that guy. I don't know if that guy's new. I don't believe he is. But there's going to be this chest. Don't mind if I do. We've already gotten one of you, so I'm not too worried. But now I can come over here. We can open up this if it wants me to. Please, game. How did that count as it hitting the button? I'm not even going to worry about it. But there is going to be over here. We have to hit both of these switches with their respective boxes. That's going to open up this part and give us a super secret artifact. Give us this chest as well. And I believe that's everything on this map, or maybe not. Oh, wait, we still have to kill the boss, which is going to be that dude. We'll come back to him in a second. Chupacabra, you enjoy that stuff. We got our dude, and now we can finally get the better spear. So now with this better spear, we're just completely destroying almost everything in the sea. And we can finally come over here and actually deal with this dude. So he's honestly not the worst. Probably one of the easiest bosses you can deal with. So we get that done. And okay, we're missing one piece of treasure, but what could it be? I guess I'll just focus on getting some fish while I try to figure that out. I might have an idea, actually. Okay, we get that one. Let's check here. We have all the fish in here. We have to get a couple more customers. And oh, wait, no, it's just the other knife. I forgot getting all the knives counts as 100%ing a level, because that's specifically something they track. I mean, you have to get every upgrade for everything in the first place, but I forgot they don't give you the message until you get the knife too. This guy, by the way, huge dude. He has so many scales, has a bunch of parasites over him, so we got to deal with that, but our knife is pretty good. And then just cutting him off, taking off his face. I kind of feel bad for that, especially because he has more of like not even a fish face. Okay, this is going to be a lot of food for these dudes. It should give us all the customers that we need. And then, yeah, with that chupacabra, we can come up here. We can get the better knife. And yeah, we finished everything in this area. So again, we'll come back here later. Pretty much just to do all the grinding for the money you need. Stuff that we can worry about it when we need to. And that means another new area, or not really a new area, more of an area we've already done. But treasure finder reminds me of this chest. Have to not forget about that guy because it gives us a straw hat. Who doesn't love the straw hat? But I will do one quick look around just to make sure we're not missing any of these things. We did come down here, I remember. And just with how long our line is, it's so convenient. Not having to worry about that at all. We will take this guy as well. That's probably going to be a pretty worth it fish. Actually, can you even call this guy a fish? It's literally just a dinosaur. But he's moving away. Get back here, dude. Stop being a jerk. All right, thank you for getting in my rod. I am also realizing I forgot to show off the final knife and what it looks like for the previous area. I'll make sure to show that off in this video, don't worry. It's part of the fun, seeing all the different cutting utensils you get to use in this video game. I hate this incredibly small sponge you have to use on this dude. It's the worst part about dealing with this guy. If you had a bigger sponge, it would not be that bad, but it's so easy to miss something. At least we can, for the most part, deal with this guy's scales very easily, very quickly, besides these ones at the very bottom of him. And pretty successful cutting him up. Now, for this dragon, I definitely think we go ahead. We'll give you our boy, and then that's not even enough food for you. You need so much food, dude. That's fine, though. Some of these people, they're greedy. It is what it is. With that amount of money, though, I think... Oh, we can't even get the sword upgrade. Probably getting this first is going to be worth it, even though I do want the better sword. And now we can just generally go back through here, use our treasure finder to see if we missed anything, and take all the bigger fish that we'll need to grind out. I think we've gotten all of these fish already, just out of principle, but I'll take another one of them really quick. And then there's going to be something over there, which, oh, I guess we didn't take that singular thing. That's kind of funny. We came down here and I just forgot to get that. I guess it wasn't my first priority. And we did grab that chest. I should know because the treasure hunter didn't say I was missing it. But then we have to get all of these guys. I'm going to get a little bit of extra line. And they're going to be these red snapper guys. And there are 3 different kinds of them, all of different colors. So there's this first one. There's going to be the blackfin. And there's going to be one more as well, which will show up eventually because we're going to come back to this area a bunch. So I'm not too worried about getting just at this one moment. Why do you remove the barnacles if you're going to cut off the fin anyways? That's actually the smartest question I've ever asked. We don't even need them. Like, okay, these barnacles, it does make sense to cut off because, like, they're going to eat that part. But yeah, why are we cutting off the fin ones? Maybe we're selling them to somebody? I don't know. But by the way, here's the red snapper. Kind of a cute little buddy. And here's the other one who... Are these a kind of red snapper or are they a completely different fish? Because they still have the same kind of look, but then they have the yellow. Why are they blackfin specifically? And then feed these up to my people. Here you go, dude. This one is worth a little bit less. For those smaller guys, we don't want to use our high value dudes on them, especially if they aren't going to give me much money. I got to be careful about that. But finally, we get that better sword. That's going to help out a lot. And let's grab any more treasure that we might be missing. I believe there's something over here. Yeah, okay. I actually remember that correctly. Is that anything important? No, it's just money. Not the most important. Here's something we are missing too, if I can actually grab it, which is going to be one of those bottles. Let's make sure we also got all of these different types of fish. There's going to be that one snapper that we still have to get. That's going to be somewhere over here. I forget exactly what it looks like, but it actually looks like we did get it. Okay. So that's going to be everything in this section of the map, which I can check really quick. Oh, wait, we are missing one fish. I'll have to go looking for that dude in a second. But we have our new sword. It's so nice because it's literally just a sword. Look how long it is. Like, using that on that really small minnow, you kind of feel bad about. Oh, I love the black sea bass with that purple color. You kind of steal the purple color by stealing its scales, but you know, it's still there. So now let's get some more of that crate because might as well. And now we have to find who this last guy I'm missing is, who I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be. That's one of the problems. This game doesn't really tell you too much information about the fish you're missing. So it might be over here. I'm just looking for any slightly different fish we might find. Like you. Have I gotten you? Have I gotten you? And a lot of these were low value fish. I don't even care about them. Atlantic herring. So it's probably similar to the Atlantic herring. It's at least similar size to that. Okay, so here's where our Atlantic herrings are. So it's probably in this section. We just have to find the specific one. I've never not gotten this one in my practice runs, so that is why I'm confused. It might be one of these fish that just rarely shows up. Okay, I'm not exactly sure where this guy is or what exactly we're looking for. So I think I come back. We've done everything else. Let's leave this area for now. And let's finish out the ocean. It's a red herring. Oh, it might be the red herring. If it's the red herring, then that one is just very unlikely to get. So yeah, we're just going to have to grind it out. Okay, I've done all this stuff. It's time to just look for any of the treasure that we might have missed. Like there's going to be some over here. That one's like impossible to find if you don't just know it's going to be there. And then there's a few treasure chests over here, if I remember correctly. There's one down here, which you can go through that wall and through that thing, which that's going to give us a new outfit. And then there's also one that is up through here, which we can grab that guy. That's going to be that artifact. Then we might as well take this guy if we can actually get him. He is absolutely gigantic. Please die, dude. Thank you. Giant oarfish. Let's see what we're missing. Okay, so stingray. Missing some messages in bottles. Okay, not much. And here is this dude. An absolutely gigantic guy, but you gotta love him to a certain extent. Definitely not the best thing for our current knife, but I will deal with him. It will just have to be a little bit slower than I would like to. Yeah, I think knife is definitely going to be our next upgrade. Specifically for guys like this. I mean, there's only so many you have to actually get. You do have to perfectly carve out one of each and every fish, so that is important. So we can grab this guy, and yeah, I'm probably just never going to collect another one of these again. One person gets this delicious meal, and then nobody else ever does. I mean, I guess it wasn't too bad. It was just a bit of carving you gotta do. And we got that octopus, then the other octopus, the Great Pacific one. Why do they always wave their arm at me like that? I want better knife for sure. So I'm gonna go down here, and then this time around, we should also keep looking for the unnamed fish. I should pretty much always go in that area, but I guess it's not too important. Like, it's gonna show up at some point. It's just how long do we have to wait? You just have to, like, check that area, see it didn't work out, and be like, why? Why? But after you complain a little bit, you'll be chill. Then there is gonna be the swordfish, who, that is going to be this guy right here. I don't want to take out the boss fish just yet because we don't have enough strength. But I can also come over here, get this guy, which that's going to be another chest. We'll take that boat part. And also while we're at it, we should change out our boat because that is something you have to do. We'll make it this boat. That's going to be an achievement. Now with this guy, I think that'll be enough to buy our next knife so we can deal with these other guys a bit faster. So here you go, dolphin. Give me that money. We get the better knife. And now we can cut these guys up a little easier. We got a full-size sword, and it is very nice to have this sword for this gigantic swordfish. Kind of fun. We're using the sword on the swordfish. But this dude, gonna be worth a ton. He's just definitely one that you have to do a lot of cutting for. Now, that's not going to be enough money, but, you know, it's still fine. I'm glad we took the sword. There is also going to be another bait we still have to get over in this direction, and that comes from hitting a bunch of switches. So I believe we got all these fish. It's just about finding the correct switches. Which one? Okay, we already got that one. There's not one over here. Where are the other switches? One is going to be up here. We can grab that. One is going to be in this section. We can grab that guy. Keep using our springs so we can go a little bit faster. and then come right over here. That's going to be that chest and the magnet. Magnet is a pretty cool bait, but I'm not too worried about it. It can be helpful. It's just not exactly what I want to use right now. Then, okay, we've done all of that stuff. I think we've got to most of the collectibles we need at this point. So now we can focus on getting a couple of fish, seeing if we can find this unnamed fish. Where are you, unnamed fish? Come to me, sir. That's okay, though. He's just kind of a jerk. He doesn't want to show up for me. So rude. And yeah, other than that, no other collectibles. But what I will do is not fight this guy just yet, but I will open up his area. That way we can just go back to it. And that's going to be the boss fish of this thing, if you can even call that a fish. I guess it's a worm. The worm got tired of being used as bait. It just became that absolute beast. At least with this better sword, this is a lot easier to deal with these guys. You only have to hit them each twice. Then the barnacles aren't that bad either. So, you know, not my favorite fish to have to deal with, but he's not too bad. Here you go, mermaid. Take that. Why'd they give the other mermaids names, but not for that one? Okay, let's make sure there's nothing I'm missing here. Oh, yeah, there's this thing. Okay, there was something I was missing there. There's going to be that chest. There's going to be this switch. There's going to be this bottle. I knew there was something in that section, which we're missing one more bottle and one more artifact. The artifact comes from the big dude. So where could the bottle be? Well, we can get our upgrade on that guy so we can deliver some more pain. So let's go deal with this boss. Look, of course, first, though, unnamed fish. Are you here? Unnamed fish, my boy. You're not here. You're never here for me. Oh, wait. Okay, here is where the bottle was. I'm glad I saw that. Do we still have time to deal with the boss? Yeah, we probably do. So this guy, pretty easy to deal with. All you have to do is stab him a couple of times, and then he runs away like a baby. But he's not the worst thing in the world. We just keep stabbing him over and over again. Get him that last time. And there we go with that. That should also give us all the artifacts you need. So now we're good on artifacts, and all that's left, like pretty much all of these, is just buying the knife. This guy is also ginormous. Look at him. Look how much I have to clean off this dude. So yeah, we have this tiny sponge. We couldn't have invested in a bigger sponge at any time. We got to deal with that first. Just get that guy completely clean, then go across his scales. At least his scales are very satisfying to cut. As you can see, how they all glow white as you're cutting them. I like it. Very satisfying. And next thing, we're definitely going to get a better knife to deal with more of these guys. But we go, where is your leftover scale? There's a scale here somewhere. There it was. And then we have to take off all of his spikes. Yeah, my customers better be paying me a lot of money for this guy. That's all I'm going to say. But we take off his head, we take off all those spikes, and that's perfect. Mermaid, you do not deserve this, dude. Okay, whatever, I guess you can take him. There you go, and we get that done. Still need the sword. But now, since we have all the collectibles, we can literally just focus on making money. And that means my general plan for this one is looking in this area, seeing if we can find the unnamed fish, because that is the most important thing for right now. And then coming down here and taking any higher value fish along with the boss is going to be the general game plan. So we'll just have to keep going through these same guys, like the swordfish, these dudes. Any amount of those dudes are pretty worth it. And of course, this guy, especially once we actually get the sword to deal with him, it will be worth it as well. I think you only have to cut him like 2 more times. We should just barely be able to get it. Come on, game. But yeah, you generally see the general vibe we're going for. Just making a ton of money, looking for the leftover fish, and there is a lot still to do. But most of this for the video is going to be cut out. Okay, now with that fish, this should be enough to feed the Kraken really quick. That's going to give us some money. We can get the extra sword. That's everything in this area. We get Elite Explorer, which is get all the data found in every level. And now we have this sword, which kind of insane, as you can see, and it's also double-sided. You gotta love it. Poor Nemo coming on against this sword. What are you supposed to do? And of course, it's gonna be nicest against this dude, which it just completely destroys. Every single one of these scales, you only have to go through once, so it can just do this very soothing motion, and that was super easy. That's the biggest reason why we do want this better knife, just to deal with this guy faster. But yeah, from here, it's all grinding in this level. And now, so along with this grinding, the big thing is that what you need to grind for is cosmetics and bait. Bait costs a lot of money, and cosmetics cost money plus some of that cloth that we've been picking up. So you can see why that's so important. Some of this is the global collection, which we can all buy at once, but there's a lot of grinding that we have to do. And that's why we're going to head back to the first area for now. And I'm just going to go through level by level and do the grinding. One of the best things for the grinding as well is this sewing needle, which I can replace our treasure because we don't need that anymore. And you can just see where all these places are. So what I like to do is go down this section. And I can use the sewing needle to see where this stuff is going to be, go all the way to the bottom here, and like right there, I got 2. So after that, we can then press prepare, we can press escape, and as soon as we make it back down here, it's going to change up the things that are down here. So this time, we don't get that guy right away, but we can see if there are going to be any close by cloths, which this one is going to be by our boss. So this is a very easy way to cloth grind if you want to do it fast. So I'm going to do a little bit of that, and I'm going to do a little bit of just the grinding the money up because there's so much we need. But most of this will get cut out of the video because it's kind of just the same thing over and over again. Oh, here's going to be our red snapper. Finally found that dude, which is nice. Didn't actually take that long. It was just a little bit of grinding that you had to do. But other than that, same old getting money, getting all of these cloths, which there actually going to be one down there. I didn't even know they could spawn down there if I'm going to be completely honest. But yeah, dragon. I should probably get the bait that helps me deal with this guy, but I also like the baits I have, and it only takes a couple of hits to hit this guy. Where are you going, dude? But yeah, that's going to be every fish in here done. So it really just is the grind for the rest of this. Also got to make sure for the red snapper, be very careful with it because you do have to perfectly prepare it, because we do have to perfectly prepare every single fish, and I don't want to find another one. All right, so I believe with this amount of money, we should have enough to complete all the cosmetics we need in this area. And yes, we do. We only need the global equipment, so I will check this as well. And yeah, that's going to be that area fully done. So now we can move on to the next and pretty much do the same thing. Which for this kind of stuff, I basically have one general pathway I always take for each specific area. Like for this one, I like heading down here and going over towards the boss guy. On the way, we can pick up a couple of guys if they are convenient. But we're pretty much going over to our boss dude. Gonna go stab him a couple of times very first. Get this guy as well. Grab that. Then after that, we can start heading over to this area. This has a lot of higher value dudes too, if they're not trying to run away from me. Chill, man. And about at this time, we do start to run out of our line, but we can still get a pretty good amount of fish. We'll take this blue dude last, and that's nice. Then also, we have gotten all the fish. We've gotten all the messages and stuff. So yeah, it's just getting the customers and buying everything in this area. By the way, here's the final knife for this area. It's a pretty cool one. I really like the design. What the heck? This one's blue. I've never seen that guy be blue. Dude, he's kind of cool looking like this. I like it. I've literally never seen this one, and I've caught a lot of these. Every fish has a shiny, but it's extremely rare, huh? Now that's going to be everything equipment-wise and all of that on this one. And now we're on to the Outer Banks. So, you know, we're making progress, slowly but surely. Now for this one, we're pretty much just heading straight down at the beginning. I will grab things like this, though. We still always need some more cloth. We run out of it very fast. I even went and farmed up some, and it wasn't even that helpful. But at the bottom, there's going to be all of these higher value dudes. Like this guy, it's going to be these blue dudes. A lot of these high value guys that we want to focus on. And I'm not really going to go for the boss one in here. The boss isn't bad to get, but honestly, it's not as good as in other areas. So I'm not too worried about it. We'll just get these guys because they're very easy to kill and carve up. And they're going to be worth a lot of value, more than going over into that section where it would just take too long. Little post commentary here to explain some confusion. I unlocked the red herring, but I didn't get it in this location. But I think that's because I got it in Loch Ness, the first area, because there's also the red herring there. So I was looking for it for a while, and we just already had it. So easy. Or at least that's my theory, but that meant there was just one more fish we had to find in the final area. All right, back to regular commentary. We got him. Nice. Okay, that is that. I thought we had a little bit more, but that's everything on there. Let me check over here. Got all of those guys. So final area, finally. Sub 4 to the final area. But same general idea as most of the time, where first we're just diving down. I will take an extra bit of rope. Of course, we keep having to look for that specific fish. We have to find unnamed fish. We'll find them eventually. And we're just going to take all the high value guys along with the boss as we can get them. Pretty simple stuff. Pretty much exact same game plan as always. Oh, there's unnamed fish. No! Okay, we can get him. Definitely worth it to go back down there to get him. You were right, chat. Apparently, you can spawn under here too. That's why you're the goats. Okay, unnamed fish. Thank you for getting caught. That's going to be catching every fish species in the game. And finally, now we can cut this guy up, make him, and that's going to be Prep Expert, where you scale every fish in the game perfectly. So now, it's literally just grinding out money. Boom, astronaut set. And I think that's time. Collect every boat in the game. Oh my gosh, it's over here. It's over here. How did I forget where that one was? That one's so easy. Okay, there we go. That's time. 451. What an ending. And that's world record because no one else has done this run. All right, subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye.